How many people?
I didn't see that pertained to the case, so I didn't bring that information. What does the amount of children enrolled in my daycare have to do with her son having bruises?
Shh, shh. Ed, I don't want to hear anything from you. Miss Moon, when you go to a court and you have a trial, one of the things that you do is you answer the questions posed to you by either the judge or a lawyer, because sometimes information that may not seem to be relevant to you is relevant to the person who is required to make a fact-finding determination. In this case, that's me. So I believe it is relevant how many children you had last month enrolled in your school. And as far as I'm
call and have my records looked up?
Oh, no, absolutely not. The fact that you, as a daycare provider with a limited number of children, have no independent memory of how many children were in your school last month, I'm not talking about a year ago or in January, is a relevant piece of information to me.
Yes.
What did you see?
Bruises.
Tell me about the
What appeared
bruises.
to us to be bruises.
Are they size of a small fist? Were they circular? Were they
were
black and blue?
Well, the social services described them as
No, I don't want to
bruises,
hear what social services
and
said.
so about the size of your finger. That would be.
Tell me what you observed.
I would say that it looked like fingertip bruises also. It was on the ribs, and I thought that I had saw them on both sides, but the SRS findings said that they did not.
I don't care what the SRS findings
Well, I thought that I had saw them on both sides.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question about these bruises. Were they red or black and blue?
They were dark. They were like a darker bruise, like they had been there for a couple of days at least.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Daycare owner Stephanie Moon says former client Cynthia Sanchez terminated her services without proper notice.
You called social services, is that right? I'd like to hear from you.
So I had arrived to pick up my daughter when I got off work, and the boy was complaining that his back was hurting. And Stephanie went over there and lifted up the back of his shirt.
This was, just a second,
Okay.
This was then at the end of the day.
Of my day.
What time was that?
About, I would guessing, say 3 to 4.
And did you hear the child complaining that his back hurt?
Yes, I did. Right.
Did you ask the plaintiff whether the child had been complaining before?
No, I did not.
Was the child complaining before?
He had not
3
said
o'clock.
anything.
Had the child
I said
complained
no.
before 3 o'clock?
No.
The answer was no. What time had Miss Sanchez's child come to your daycare that morning?
12:30.
Yes.
So the child was there for approximately 2.5 hours, and the first complaint that you heard from the child was at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Is that right?
No, he was absent that day.
Is that correct?
I had a doctor appointment, and I was gone pretty much most of the day.
So if you're saying, oh, well, the mother gets mad at me because I had to call social services to inspect something,
I'll give it to you both ways.
and the parent doesn't have to pay 2 weeks severance,
I'll
so
give it to you.
don't call.
I'll give it to you 2 ways, madam. First of all, I've looked at your contract very carefully. Contract is something I know. You say in your contract, if you find yourself no longer in need of my services, I require 2 weeks' notice prior to termination. If you want the parents to pay for those 2 weeks, you have to put that in your contract.
Here was one other case that I've won.
You won other cases where people terminated?
Yeah,
Oh, I'd like
one.
to see it. Why people terminated you? For all these people terminated you without giving you 2 weeks' notice. I mean,
One
I can
other one?
understand
Oh,
it.
geez,
I
that's
can
a lot.
understand it.
That's all the same case. It is one file for you. To see that in our state, we are allowed our 2 weeks severance paid, because if you were fired from your job, would you not expect unemployment?
I want to tell you something, madam. If I lived in your state that permitted...
Well, obviously, I shouldn't have to pay because he's part of my family, but I think they should have to pay. They would have had to pay the cost of a hotel for 2 people. They would have had to pay to go out to eat every day, and then they ran up his phone bill, which I didn't get the bill. But I mean, also I have a affidavit here that was notarized from my mother. If you want, I can give you her work number if you want to call her. I mean, she couldn't make it here. She's at work. And
It says what?
basically that she came over to my mother's house asking my mother to pay for me. She goes, yeah, he owes me money. Can you pay for him? And my mom's like, well, then sat down and talked to her about it, or stood at the door and talked to her about it. She's like, yeah, I will send your grandfather some money to cover that. And he never received a thing.
If she agreed to pay your grandfather for something, and she didn't do it, which I doubt, that's between her and your grandfather. It's not between her and you. You had an agreement with her. Your agreement was you were going to split the cost of this trip 3 ways. Pay it. Judgment for the plaintiff, $440. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I totally disagree with her. I think she should totally owe me the money. She should have to pay my grandfather and...
Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Moon, you run a daycare center. Is that out of your home?
Yes.
How many children do you take care of?
My license capacity allows up to 10.
How long have you been doing it?
Year and a half.
There came a time, according to your complaint, that the defendant brought her baby to you to take care of.
Yes.
And she signed a contract. And included in that contract was a 2-week cancellation clause, which means she had to give you 2 weeks' notice of her intention to remove the child from your daycare. Is that right? Immediately. And you are suing her for the 2 weeks of daycare.
And also absent days.
What's absent days?
When the child misses, it's in the contract that I still require payment when a child's absent.
That's not in your complaint.
He had missed 3 days. He was only there for a week and a half.
And how much did she pay you?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
No.
How many days was he actually there?
5.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and how much a day do you get?
Under her circumstances, social services assist her with daycare, and so they pay an hourly rate.
So she doesn't pay you. Social services pays you? Ms. Balargian, according to your complaint, you, the defendant, and I think one other person, decided to take a little vacation trip, a little road trip. And the agreement was that you would split expenses. The defendant didn't have the money that was necessary. You agreed to advance certain monies to him for the trip. So far correct?
Yep.
And then there also came a time when you were on the trip, sir, that you lost your wallet.
Yes.
And so that they were advancing you money.
Yeah, but at the same time, I had money
Stop.
every time.
According to your answer, there came a time when you lost your wallet. Shall I read you what you wrote?
I know what I wrote.
And they were advancing you some money.
Okay?
Isn't that what you wrote?
It is.
Oh. I gather that the amount of money that was advanced is not the issue. The issue is that all 3 of you stayed at your grandfather's house for some part of the trip for free, and you should be credited in that amount so that that would vitiate the debt.
No.
How many nights did you stay at your grandfather's house?
5 nights.
Is that right?
4 nights.
Let's say 4 nights. It's easy. And did you have any meals there
We had 3 meals, Your Honor.
in total, or 3 meals a day?
3 meals for the entire week.
Did you use his phone?
No, I did not.
Anybody else use the phone?
Not that I am aware of, no.
You know anything different? Did you ever get a bill from your grandfather for
No,
long
I
distance
couldn't get the bill
calls?
I could not get the bill from the company, so
No, did you ever get a... Pay attention. I said, did you ever get a bill from your grandfather?
I did
For
not.
long distance...
Try it again.
I'm going to try it again.
Okay.
Did you ever get a bill from your grandfather for long distance calls?
I did not.
Perfect! So you explain to me now, in 30 seconds or less, sir, why you should be relieved of your third of $440 when it cost you nothing to stay. Are you not required by the state to have someone there with you when all the children are there, when all 10 children are there?
No, my license capacity is for me being there, I'm allowed 10 children. If I have an extra person there, I would be allowed more children.
Now, tell me what happened when you arrived at the daycare center.
I was met by detective and social worker. I actually know detective, and
From?
my son played baseball for the police department, and that's when I met him. And I was kind of shocked to see him. I was like, I didn't know you had a child that attended daycare here. And he goes, Cynthia, I'm not here for that reason. And then he explained to me what the problem was. And of course, I was in shock. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. He goes, you did. And I did not know there was bruises on my child. So that's what they said they were. So he took me back inside, and I pulled up my son's shirt, and I was looking at him.